Good evening, everybody. I'm Cindy with Cindy Coggins Realty Group and Michael Copeland with the Dean Hanson Farmers Agency, and we are C Squared Insights. This evening, we're going to be interviewing Joshua Dominguez with Striker Roofing. How are you doing, Josh? Yes.
I had a long day, but it was a successful day in the end, so I'm good.
Very good. Very good. So, what happened today? Tell us about your day a little bit.
So the odds of when you're putting on a roof and hitting a HVAC line are 1 in a million, but it happened. I hear a hissing sound, and we hope it's not a gas line, and we hope we don't have to call, the what are they called? It's not Encore. It's no. Who do we call for in Texas? Atmos. Yeah. So I didn't have to call Atmos. Didn't have to get the fire department out. Turned out it was HVAC. We took care of it. In fact, I ended up splitting the cost of the repair with the homeowner after using someone from my network. Fawad at Temperature Pro. I want to give him a shout out. Gave us a great deal.
Very good. Very good. Well, we're going to kind of jump into some of our questions. So you're not from Texas. I have that deep Southern accent. You don't quite have that Southern accent. Where are you from?
I have started to text y'all. I don't actually say it, but it's in my text. And the what's that other phrase? The yes, sir. I haven't done that yet either, but eventually. I'm from California, and I've been out here for, actually, I keep telling people it's been 3, 4, 5 years. Facebook told me today that I've been here for 3 years exactly.
Very good. Very good. Were you in construction before you moved this way?
No. In fact, I didn't. I just called maintenance all the time because I lived in apartments. But when I learned what the margins were when I moved to Texas and I bought a fixer-upper and I had to get my roof done, I thought this is a great way to collect from insurance because that's what I used to do. I have a PhD in psychology. So I was seeing couples. I was a glorified referee, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
But insurance stopped paying for 15 sessions. It became 10 and then 5. And for me, I don't like taking money from people, from couples, from families. I like taking it from insurance. And now I actually help homeowners, realtors, insurance agents. And I live in that margin. And for me, this has been a nice change of pace.
Very good. Very good. Well, I hear you're very good at what you do. And you have a team that is behind you that is fantastic. So, that's just pretty interesting. Pretty interesting how you landed in Texas.
So it wasn't easy. I was with a different roofing company before I landed at Striker, and I finally found a home. These guys do it right. They build with integrity, and they build with care, and really, they build to last. In fact, I did your son's home yesterday, and he had a 3-tab shingle. We upgraded him because I don't like to put that garbage on a roof. I don't want to come back out. I upgrade every roof I'm on. So for me, that's kind of fun. I love to give. That's
awesome. That's awesome.
Providing value is my thing.
Well, and you've really helped a lot of our clients, and even my brother you have helped. So that's wonderful. Wonderful.
Thanks. So that's really great that you provide value, because that's important for our clients, is to make sure that they understand the value. So that's really great about value. So with every client, do you have some kind of advice that works across the board, or is each individual an individual?
Okay. Yeah, that's a great question. I would say if you're going to work with a contractor and he doesn't ask you what's important to you, he may take advantage of you. because he's working out of his own. And for me, I don't know what you want, so I'm going to ask. That's my first question. What's important to you? Second question would be, what can I do, or can you tell me about an experience you've had that I can give you that correction, that I like to call it a corrective emotional experience. So that's from my previous profession. But for me, if I can give that to somebody, if they've had a bad experience with a contractor, and I can be the person that is sending them text messages, sending them pictures of the build, asking them if they want to upgrade here or if they want to choose their color, and that's fun for me. Let's be creative. So I would just suggest, if you're going to work with somebody, if you're going to work on if you need a new roof, find somebody that's like me, I hope it's me, cares about you.
That's interesting because Michael, he kind of has this hashtag that goes with his name, is Copeland Cares. And he's just amazing at what he does with farmers. And, I always am bragging about Michael and different things because I love him. I love his service and everything. But he's always saying, Cindy, it's not just about the price. It's about, do they really have the coverage that they need? And if he can do that at a lower price, that's fantastic, and I think that's very important. And that's the way I am as a realtor. So it just makes you a great part of our team. It really does. So tell me a little bit. I know the industry.
Wait, I'm part of the team?
Well, yes.
Officially?
Of course, if you're doing my son's roof, absolutely part of my team.
Okay.
So, can't say enough great things about all the wonderful things that you've done for our family and my clients too. So I know that we have seen a shift in your industry. So when House Bill 2102 hit, tell us a little bit about that and how it changed the roofing industry.
Can I be honest? I'll tell a story.
Absolutely.
So I was at a different roofing company before this, and I was actually trained not to collect a deductible. It was almost as if that was unheard of.
Mm-hmm.
So it didn't matter if I walked up to a house and they had 2 Teslas in the driveway and they had a 3% deductible. We were going to waive it. We were going to find a way just to do it for free. When that House bill passed, I was like, hallelujah. Can we just be contractors of integrity? Can we just do things the right way? Now, I wasn't a Boy Scout my whole life, but since I married a wonderful wife that has me, appreciating doing things the right way, that's all I want to do. So there are ways to prorate a deductible. I mean, if you're not going to get all the work done, if you don't want to do the gutters, if you don't want to do the garage door, I'm only going to collect the portion of the deductible for the roof. So there are still ways to get you, if you don't have that money, get you whole again if you have a problem on the roof. But you do need to pay your deductible.
Very good. Very good.
So that's great that you talk about switching companies and finding a great home. I appreciate that because I am also in a really great situation with that. So tell me, is it important that for our clients, when they use a roofing company, should they look for something particular, like, I don't know, say a local company?
So I would say absolutely yes, because I live in McKinney. The owners of my company are Stonebridge Ranch, owned and operated. So we did the country club. We've done we're a staple in McKinney. Yet I'm down in Louisiana right now with several of my coworkers, and we're helping people out there. So you don't necessarily need to be local, but you should absolutely research the company. And are they going to show up and do your warranty? Are they going to be there when you need them? Can they come out when you need them? How long have they been in business? Things like that.
So is every roofing company the same? I mean, I know you were talking earlier about how one company that you used to work for would waive a deductible, and this one you're like hallelujah with the bill and everything. But I mean, how is Stryker differentiating themselves from other roofing companies?
So do you know how they waive a deductible?
No.
All right,
he's the insurance guy. He's not going
to.
La 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 la.
Okay. No, I'll tell you.
What I know is that they're not supposed to.
No, I'll tell you how they do it. And basically, this happens on 75% of my roofs. We take off the shingles, and then we take off the layer of felt. And then there's another layer of felt, and then there's another layer of felt. And there's nails everywhere, because in order to save money, you got to cut corners somewhere. And what they're doing is they're not going down to your decking. So if you have rotten decking somewhere and you're breathing in mold and spores and whatever, that's because you went cheap on your roof. Or, there's some dangerous things out there. I mean, maybe you hired a roofing company that hired guys from Home Depot. Maybe they didn't do it right. Maybe you have leaks now. So for me, I like being at a company that I am now certified. I'm a master shingle operator. Just knowing that I have crews, I have 7 different crews, and I can pick ones that are, and they're not all the same. Some take great pictures. Some are going to be harnessed in for those steep roofs, and you're not going to have some guy fall off and then he's going to sue the homeowner because you're liable. We have insurance. We're bonded. Things like that are important. So, like I said, just doing it right.
Very good. Very good. So I've heard a little rumor, and I know that they used to call you the Prius roofer, but a little birdie told me that you are no longer the Prius roofer.
Well, I was the hybrid roofer.
Okay. So now you're the curb hugger F-150 roofer. Is that correct? You have finally come over to the Texas side and decided to get a pickup truck and get out of the Prius.
It's true. I drove the Prius out here in California, apparently 3 years ago. I'll never forget it because it was a long drive. In fact, we stopped in Odessa. We were almost here. We just couldn't make it. And my son cried because he thought we were moving to the Holiday Inn in Odessa.
Oh, that poor thing.
No. We're just spending the night here. But anyway, so we made it to Texas. He saw our house. He loved it. We're good. But I had no reason to. So gas is expensive in California, but once I got out here, I didn't have to fill up the Prius but once a month.
Oh, wow.
It was hard to let go of that. But putting shingles and supplies and nails and whatever in the back, it did not go well with my wife. So I am frugal and would never buy a new truck. But then COVID happened. And COVID made it easy for me to buy a truck at a great discount. And I love it now. I'm not going back. I don't know how to park it. I'm still used to going to the front of Market Street or Kohl's or Target or whatever and park in there. But no, I need to park in the back. It's a big truck.
Well, as you know, I have the deep Southern accent. Everybody can tell that I have that yeehaw kind of accent. So I tell you what, we'll go to the parking lot and we'll practice and I'll show you how to park that bad boy.
I don't trust the rear camera. I want to turn
because
around.
You don't need to be using the rear camera to park it. I'll teach you how to park a truck.
So. I know how to back it in. But okay.
Well, I'm with you on that. I don't understand the back camera. This is me with my back camera.
Yeah. That's funny.
So tell me, Joshua, why would my homeowner want to file a claim if they don't actually see leaks?
So you're really asking me that?
Yes.
Okay.
You're the expert. I'm not. He's definitely not.
For me, I know that a new roof is, so I see crisis as an opportunity. So if a storm does hit, I'm excited. I'm going to get a new roof. Basically, filing a claim and paying your deductible is like a 90% off coupon. I'm going to get a discount now on a new roof for my insurance premiums. The curb appeal just went through the roof. That's great. I mean, it looks awesome. If I don't get my roof done and my neighbors do, their house is worth $20,000 more than mine. So, you know, I just say it's an opportunity. I'm not afraid of it now that I have a 1% deductible. Now, I used to have a 3, and I fired that agent and moved to Farmers. Now, I don't know if, because my wife handles the insurance portion of our arrangement, but for some reason, I think you should have a 1% deductible. Are we all in agreement in that? We live in Texas.
Yes, absolutely. Because we live in Texas, we have hailstorms every season. Sometimes it hits us at the beginning of the season, and then towards, fall, we see another round sometimes hit. So, and we've had tornadoes in December. You just never know here in our area.
Mm-hmm.
So that brings up an excellent point. We never know in this area, and times, the season is the season, but things can happen outside of the season, so to speak. Is there a time limit my clients have to worry about?
I used to think it was 1 year, and that's actually kind of preached around from different farmers agents that I hear. This year is a little different, and I don't know. I almost want to ask you that question, because from what I understand, there was a big storm March 24th of last year. Now, COVID began March, I don't know, about a week or two before that. So everyone's been given this grace period, but maybe that grace period is 2 years. I suggest getting it done immediately, because you might get an adjuster who is more willing to cover fence, gutters, flashing, maybe even window screens and your windows. What else gets covered? Your car, maybe you can get that included with the claim. I don't know. I just suggest taking care of things and not letting it linger.
So I'm going to interject, and I know that maybe both of you, maybe a two-part question here. So me as an individual, say that my house gets hit in March, and then they replace my roof immediately. I make sure I've got my guys on it because I know I've got hail damage. What happens if it does it again in November? Is my insurance going to cover it?
I don't know, Michael, is it going to cover it?
Well, here's the deal is if you have a farmer's policy and you get a new roof, then the roof is now being insured at the new roof. If there is 2 in the same year, then hopefully that the shingles that were put on properly and should be able to withstand a storm or 2. So in theory, it wouldn't be that. Now, I will tell you that we have a client. He's had 3 roofs in the last 10 years. I've also have a client that I sent a roofer to, and it was 20 years old. And I was like, all right, we're going to get this guy a new roof. And the roofer came back and said, nope, it's in good shape. That's not going to be damaged enough. And so I was like, okay, so we got a second opinion. You know what the second opinion was? That 20-year-old roof was fine.
Wow.
And in North Texas, a 20-year-old roof is like a unicorn.
I wondered what you were going to say. Yeah, okay, I'll give you that. Unicorn.
That's exactly.
I was going to say like a Cowboys championship.
oh no.
Okay, we might have to edit that part out.
We just know that Michael's a big Cowboy fan.
I am going to be a Cowboys fan because I am not leaving Texas. However, I'm a Tom Brady fan, so I'm waiting for him to retire. Is that fair?
That is fair.
I totally understand. You had to buy that Ford F-150 to pull that bandwagon. Totally get it. So tell me, I know that we were talking about that, the time limit thing, and we get a little, in theory, you're supposed to have the claim filed within 1 year, and then you have 1 year from that claim filed to get it fixed. Yeah. The obviously best way to do it is to get it fixed at the end of that hail season and to make sure that you have less chance of something compounding the issue. Mm-hmm. So that's the best way to do it. So I know that a lot of people can have roofs that will withstand more than one storm. So it's not always imperative that they get it replaced right then and there. Plus, do you really want to do it in the middle of the storm season with no leaks and then have to pay your, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 deductible, and then another storm come through and have to pay another $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 deductible and have two roofs in the same year? Now, yes, that is sort of even more uncommon than a 20-year-old roof, but that opportunity is there. So that's why it's important for me that we have our clients taken care of and make sure that there is no leaks. Because if there is a leak, well, we don't want to compound that. We don't want it to make it worse. And we definitely don't want it coming out of their pocket later on more than their deductible. Yeah. So that's why for us, that's the general rule of thumb that we like to follow for that.
For me, I'm going to come out, and if you do have a leak, I'm going to tarp it. I'll fix that area so you don't have the leak anymore. And I'm not in a hurry to put your roof on. In fact, I like to negotiate a bit, kind of my thing. I want to call your adjuster and say, so yes, you're going to pay for this portion of the drywall, but it also touched the side of the wall. So why don't we just paint this whole room? I mean, I want to get the most for a customer. Like, I want you to win. That's kind of my thing. I want the insurance company that sent me out to win, or the agent. I want the realtor to get things done on time. I want them to get the sale. I want the homeowner to, get the most out of their premiums. And for me, it's all kind of a process that I like being involved with.
That's wonderful.
In fact, I love keeping in contact. Most of my clients are now Facebook friends.
I kind of built this with that kind of negotiating power. I've heard some roofing companies actually pull out prepayments, if you will, before they even start work. Is that a good trend, a bad trend, or something you should run away from?
I would never pay somebody until I saw the work completed. It's kind of how I am. I would suggest never paying someone until they had everything I wanted finished. I don't know what your policy is at Farmers, but from where I stand, never. I'm not going to collect a dime until I'm done. Until you're happy, you see the roof,
It's wonderful. So another question kind of off the beaten path. So me being in the real estate business, I have clients that may be selling their home and maybe they don't have the cash for the new roof or for the deductible. Do you know if Stryker would allow them to have that left over in an escrow account at closing to pay that payment?
Absolutely.
Okay, very good.
No
That's
problem.
good to know. Good to know. Okay. Also, what other advice would you have for a homeowner? Say the hailstorm hits and we know we've got damage. What's our first step?
Call Josh with Stryker.
Okay. So we need to call you before we call our insurance company.
If you see roofing signs in your neighborhood, you probably have damage.
Okay.
I mean, hailstorms are crazy. Maybe it missed your house, but for the most part, if you go outside and you look at your gutters, if you look at your window screens and you see holes or dings, you may have hail damage. If you see a leak in your house, you should call your agent, and your agent probably knows me, or you can call me.
Very good. Very good.
And he brings up something really funny about how finicky storms can be. We actually covered 2 neighbors side by side. And one of them, after the hailstorm of March 24th last year, which of course is the infamous hailstorm of 19, we actually had them call up and go, hey, we got hit pretty hard, blah, blah, blah. And they went out and they looked at both roofs, and the one on the left needed it, and the one on the right was in perfect condition.
That's crazy. That is
No,
crazy.
I believe it, because the roof for the children's ministry at the church I was at, Cottonwood Creek, got destroyed. The main sanctuary was okay, but because the children's ministry got just knocked out and flooded, we had to find another church. So that was another crisis. That was opportunity, because now I love where I am now at Milestone.
Well, it's funny that you talk about that stuff earlier where you were talking about repairing and replacing stuff. And I know that for me, I always put together a comprehensive package for my clients to make sure. One of the reasons why I'm in insurance now is because I got burned and I didn't know what I didn't know. So I always try to make sure I take care of my clients. But a lot of the clients that I get, they don't know what they don't know. And so they have a policy that doesn't actually protect them the way it should be. So at what point do you actually able to help the clients understand where their coverage is at?
Well, I have a friend right now that he asked me at the gym 3 days ago. So I don't know anything about insurance. I'm going to buy my first house, and I think I need homeowners insurance. Who should I call? I told him to call you. I said, if there's anyone who's going to explain the process and take care of you, it's going to be Michael. So for homeowners, though, that I meet that have, never mind. I was going to talk bad about some insurance companies, but I'm not going to do it. You're not always in good hands, but sometimes you need a good agent. You need someone who cares about you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And Michael knows a thing or two because Michael's seen a thing or two. Bump, ba-dum, bump, 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 bump. I just had to throw that in there. So let me ask you.
Well, I will tell you that's pretty much exactly. Oh, sorry. I was just going to say that's pretty much exactly what drove me into insurance, was to help protect people, because I never want that to happen to anybody. And, I appreciate you guys' support, because it really is truly, it doesn't cost anybody anything other than time and a little bit of information for me to help them out with that. So I appreciate y'all's support for that. Thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So Josh, I guess just really one more question that I have, and we'll start to wrap up. So what unique benefits do you bring personally to the industry and to Stryker?
I take great pictures. So there are times where your insurance company is so overwhelmed that I am the adjuster. And I come out, and your adjuster is in California. He's in New York. He's in Washington. And your claim is going to be based on photos. So someone like me that's going to take great photos and submit them, you're going to get more money for your claim. You're going to get more things covered. Now, if you need a handyman, if you need new windows, if you need new doors, if you want to upgrade this or that, I happen to know a lot of different people. So I'm going to get you a discount there as well.
Very good.
Now, what makes me unique? I just think that I overgive a bit. So you're going to get more value with me than you're going to get with somebody else that is struggling and doesn't have the network I have. But honestly, you're just going to get someone that cares about you, who's going to ask about what's important to you. Now, if it's saving money out of pocket, I'll help you do that. If it's curb appeal, like this is your forever home and this is your opportunity. Like when my house gets hit, I'm not moving. I love where I live. I want to take that opportunity to get things painted. I want to get a new fence if it blows over. I care about that. So I want the new gutters. I want my house to look nice. Now, if I'm looking to sell the house, I can tell you that I have several realtor friends, and I can tell you what sells and what doesn't. And we can get things done on your timetable, on their timetable. So
very good.
Maybe we even collect money at the closing. So with me, I'm going to pay attention to what's important to you.
So just from my personal experience with some of my clients and you, I know that one of my clients, you actually went out to their home 3 times because of the adjuster before you ever even were able to get the claim accepted. I know you had done that. And then another one of my clients, you went on a Sunday morning at 6:30 or 7:30 in the morning on a Sunday. It was just shocking that somebody put forth that kind of effort to take care of our clients. I was very impressed with that.
I will always follow through.
Yeah,
it's kind of my jam to succeed. I like to feel accomplished. So if I'm eating a thing of ice cream, I kind of like to finish it. If we start a claim together and we get denied, if the adjuster comes out, and it's happened where they just come out and they write a 0 and cross it out on every elevation and say, there's no hail damage. And I know there is.
Yeah.
I'm going to submit an email. I'm going to request a re-inspection. If they want me to submit my pictures, I'll do that. If they want me to submit an estimate, I'll do that. And if they want me to show up on a Sunday morning at 6 a.m. because they know I probably won't, because most roofers don't follow through, I'm going to be there and I'm going to win. I like to win.
I have to agree with that. It's amazing. Well, it has been a pleasure having you on our show this evening. So let us know, what is the best way for the audience to get a hold of you and contact you?
If you're on social media, you can find me at Hybrid Roofer on Instagram. If you are on Facebook, my name is Joshua Dominguez, and I'm with Stryker. And if you are in McKinney, you're going to see me out and about, because this is what I do.
What's the best phone number to contact Stryker at?
Okay. Call me at 214-856-0288.
Very good. Well, thanks so much. It was a pleasure again to have you on. Tons of fantastic information for the audience that's out there. Again, I am Cindy Coggins with Cindy Coggins Realty Group. You can reach me at 469-499-7452. And Michael Copeland
with Farmers Insurance at the Dean Hansen Agency at 972-727-9705.
We are C Squared Insights, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, everyone. Stay safe.
Thanks for having me.